Litigation.
So that's personnel.
Oh, it is personnel. There's two ends. My bad. My bad. You looked at me like, it's a personal investigation.
Oh, I was gonna ask you what context.
Uh-oh. Yeah, there is two ends in here.
We'll give it to you.
It was.
You want to direct it?
Stuck out.
I know, I just saw that too. I was like,
Jim, you should just stay standing.
Now.
Is it time?
2 minutes.
You heard of that old cliche?
They must find some more money for the bandstand. They find some more money for the bandstand. And put that. Oh, the original plan had it? I thought they needed more money. No.
Well, one day.
Maybe, why, right?
That's that. Sure. So that's one of the reasons. I think that.
Is it like we're,
One that looks harmless. Oh, you look at it out here.
just the top of the label?
Get one of your meetings.
I don't know, man.
But is the content any different? I think.
Yeah.
What you guess?
Not when you're.
Yeah. Short through what's different, because I just was looking, I just didn't know it up.
How that.
Oh, yeah, that one is going to go away. Correct. Oh, so we need to change that some of it. It was. Oh, you're saying these. Might want to have her go print the right one.
I put one off there.
But she got it on the new.
I'll remember
Same.
in the fall, especially when you're in the fall and you're summer. Right.
So it's the seal. State this in sure.
And bang. Stairs.
There you go.
I'm getting sleepy.
How long have you lived there? Well, you hear.
We're in there. We got one, so even for nine.
At least it's at the closed session, so.
You may not need it, but
Yep.
because I think that one we have goes. You don't think it says on there.
I think it'd be good if people spoke.
Both of them.
Yep, but we should have time, because you'll have the whole closed session.
So they get what it is. So I'll say there.
I just think they want separate in the here.
Well, I've been talking about it. It's a hard road. So that. Great. It's not. Oh, this is it.
He was under the phone call. There's the attachment in there. This is resolution.
And then stay, work through it. Touch
it's.
I don't know, he got it on it. Okay.
Staring at it.
No.
Like,
Unless you attach.
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah, they
Budget. So you attach it.
Here's the.
Oh, I just tried to call in.
Three times.
And then the number, if you wanna put in there, it's, 9-22-25. Unless they're largest portion. What's that?
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, they like you, mommy.
Oh, yeah, looks good. Yeah, let's just take it quick, and then just forward it. Oh, I'm not digging through. So, and then-
Yeah.
Karen.
Yes, James. Now what?
Well, I was thinking about going by.
Oh, shut up, Jim. I'm not supposed to say that. Now I'm gonna get thrown out telling you to shut up, Jim. No, Craig, don't tell Jim to be quiet, huh? Oh, you can see. Craig, when you love that shut, I'm still going to love you and I promise.
Always so my life.
Let's get started with it, Frank.
I look.
It's flag. American. It's of one nation. Full with liberty and justice.
Morning. First thing we need to do is to approve the agenda. Been moved
I'll second it.
and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oops, motion carries. Open up public comments. If anybody has any public comments they would wish to make on the agenda. Go ahead, Karen.
So I read the article in the Times Republican before the News Chronicle ever came. And there was a lot in there to get through, and a lot of it was not true. It might have been off by a date, a year, a time frame. I know that we are supposed to hate evil, and I don't know how to negotiate evil. I just don't. Obviously, I'm in here saying that every week. And we are supposed to be part from it and do good. That's in Psalms. And I don't know how long the wicked are gonna triumph, but probably until we're gone, probably. But in 1 Peter, we are supposed to pray for discernment. And we are told that the mind is a very precious thing. And we're supposed to use it, because if we don't, we will lose the ability to use it. I have seen a lot of division in here for the last 4 years, and it is 4 years, not 8, not 2. Because a house will be divided, and then it can't stand, and a house cannot just be where I live. It could be this room, it could be this county, it could be the state of Iowa, it can be the whole nation. But a kingdom and a house divided will not stand. I know that in the end times, the wicked, but we could be here for a long time before that happens, or we could be just here for a day. We don't know. Jesus said that he was the way and the truth and the life, and the truth is what we've all been in here doing. Way before we knew where these things were gonna be, we were in here for transparency and truth. That was evident in the election in November of 2024. That's what we stood on, was truth. And the things that happened Monday, last week, I just really feel like John 11:35, and most of you guys know what that is, but it's the shortest verse in the Bible. Jesus wept. Gotta keep trying to hang together and pull this county out of this mess. I was gonna give a quick brief last Monday about the school system, which, I'm pretty familiar with that. They threw Jesus out. So Tama opened up. They threw Jesus out. And they're never gonna save their school system until they bring him back in. Thank you.
Bill?
Yeah, I'll go. I would like to address something that happened last week. I have a paper here for Mr. Hilmer. There you go. That's your oath of office. If you could read it, I'd appreciate it. Or if you want me to read it, I can do that.
I read it when I was it.
It says you do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States of America, correct?
Free speech, I suppose you're going after?
I am.
You don't talk to people, the elected officials like that?
You initiated a conversation.
Not with you.
Yes.
No, I did. I was talking to the gentleman beside you.
Well, you were looking right at me. I took it this one.
Well, you took it wrong.
All right, well, can I continue to speak?
Yes, don't get thrown out, Craig.
Yeah.
Please.
Thanks, Karen, I appreciate that. So anyway, when I was responding to you, you continued to talk over me, at which point I told you to shut up, so I could finish my statement.
I barely talking over you happened for about 2 seconds and then you said it. So it's done.
No, it is.
Yeah,
Yes, but you did, your feelings do not trump my constitutional rights.
it does in this room.
It does. Well, that's really interesting.
It's in the deal.
The deal.
It's in the public
Kurt
comments.
Hilmer's feelings trump
No.
everyone's constitutional rights.
It's in there. You cannot, you're supposed to keep it germane.
I was.
You were. Yeah, no, you didn't. And you got kicked out and you got what you deserve. So,
Really?
yeah, do it again and you'll be out again.
Well, if you feel the need to throw me out, go ahead.
No, I don't until you get out of hand.
No, I was not out of hand, Kurt. You were the one out of hand.
So you can go to, were you the kid in high school that told the principal to shut up or something?
No, I was not.
Well, then that was basically the same thing right there. In this room, I do. I do. You can't, we can stop you from talking at any time.
Feel free to do that.
I know, I did last week.
You're pretty proud of that, aren't you?
No, I'm not. You brought it up.
Well, yeah, I brought it up. You violated my rights.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, Kurt.
It's right
When a
here.
government official initiates a conversation with you, you have the right to respond.
You just admitted,
When you-
I didn't do it with you.
You were looking right at me.
No, I was looking at the guy next to you.
That might be.
Okay then, end of discussion. I was not looking at you.
Maybe you should have clarified that one.
I didn't have to. I wasn't worried about you.
You're superior, aren't you? In this room.
A lot of places, I suppose.
There you go.
You done? What's that mean? What's that's a little evil giggle mean?
Not. You'll know when I'm done.
Oh, boy. Are you done now?
I'm done speaking.
Okay.
Anybody else wish to speak?
Go ahead, Al.
Can you hold on just a second so I can say something, Karen? Did you get the, sorry, the print? Okay. Just before we get to that. Go ahead.
Quick questions, so what's the speed limit gonna be on 190?
It's the same as.
Same. Yeah, we'll see if that.
And how long do you think your closed session will last?
I always try to guess, but don't wanna do that now. Some of them are way longer and tell people like maybe 20 minutes and it's like 2 hours. I don't wanna guess.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you, that's all I got.
My hope is always that it's not very long.
Like I say, we appreciate during the public comment, Here, I think we're in that now, right?
Yep.
We do appreciate a two-way conversation, even though you don't have to say anything. We do appreciate it.
I did appreciate tuning one night on the intersections, so that has helped a lot, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, let's close public comments. And move on. Discussion approve 9/15/25 regular minutes.
I got a couple changes on it.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve it, so you make that.
Okay.
Second. I make a motion that we approve them, now we need a second, so.
Okay, second.
Second, okay.
So if you go to page 3, I guess it would be,
Let me,
it's on the September 15th, those. Yep, the 15th.
page 2.
Yep, page 3. So I'd like to remove, usually when we do minutes, we don't put all of our comments, otherwise you'd have to either put no comments or all comments, so good job doing a lot, but I think we better keep it more basic. You always have a full copy right at your desk if people need, and we have the live stream, so I feel like we have ways to get our full comments instead of just taking a little bit. So my thought would be the page right before that at the bottom is each supervisor was allowed time to voice their comments. I'd leave that and then remove on page 3 from Supervisor Turner down to last, that whole section. And then it just says after the supervisors voice their comments, don't open up for public comment time. So that'd be my suggestion, unless anyone personally, something they said they want to leave in there personally, but I think we should take that all out and do what we always do. And I researched what you normally should do, and it should just be taking actions from the meeting. It shouldn't actually be our full discussion unless it's everything we said, because otherwise it's just grabbing little bits and pieces.
Is there anything in there that, I just read mine. Is there anything in here that, in the comments that was not true or represents something that is, something that you didn't say?
No,
Any of
I'm,
us?
I'm not even looking at that. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. I trust Karen, but you can't take little bits and pieces of a 20-minute thing that that each person, I'm not even looking at mine particularly. I'm thinking for all of us. We've always just done, the board had a discussion, because again, they can go get what we said if they're like, hey, why'd they vote that way? Karen's got full minutes and they can watch it online.
Right.
I mean, other times we've gotten, even if we don't say something wrong, we've gotten sued because we took different things that each of us had done or not done and put it in the minutes, so. I think it's a way to protect us better, and it's what you're supposed to do. When I looked up how you're supposed to do minutes, and obviously we don't want to be putting everything we say in the newspaper. That's expensive. I don't think taxpayers want to pay for us to put everything we say, because we say a lot in this meeting.
Yeah. Well, that's why they're abbreviated.
Yeah, if there's anything you guys particularly want to keep from your item, but I think we should leave it as generic and take that whole section out.
It was a really long meeting, and just to get some of, I think that people were wanting, and these were already sent out as a, not approved yet. So I think by taking stuff out, it looks more like we're trying to hide something. But I'm okay with doing either way, because the full minutes are there. So either way, I'm fine.
What do you think?
I would leave them in and then moving forward. Okay.
Can we take it, maybe have a, if you want to amend it, make a motion to amend however you want it to read, and then somebody else will get it.
Okay, I'll make a motion to amend to, the bottom, leave the bottom of page 2 and remove in page 3 Supervisor Turner paragraph all the way down to below last. Why, remove that section.
the number.
That was my motion.
Okay, that'd be to amend. Removing, I just wanna make sure we're there. This would stay. in
Yeah, yep, you'd leave two. It's just on page 3.
1, 2,
from here to
3,
go.
4, 5, 6, so the next 6,
G 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs.
and then. Right, that would stay there.
Yep.
Okay, got that. Been moved and seconded to move, or excuse me, to change the minutes. And where we're at. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oops. Nay. Did you vote?
Yeah, I said aye.
Okay, the motion passes. So then we'll vote to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next. Ben. Morning.
Morning.
We're working in the second intersection, let's see, T intersection, there's a Y, so, Lorraine is a steep hill, and so Lorraine wasn't getting off, and so that was. We're trying to make it a T to hold that, so it doesn't just go along the edge of that Y, so. And then, Iowa Bridge and Culvert, they finished pouring the concrete. That box, will be backfilled in the court this week. In the next few weeks, will be opened up, plan on having it just rocked for a portion, so we can start opening it, for traffic, and then wait until pavement. Stop traffic go. PCI, it's bridge there on S Avenue, hiring this week.
So that will be a bridge going back in, not
Yep.
pipes.
Correct, yep. And then Finance is moving on E66 to start the cold place, either today or tomorrow, depending on contractor. We had construction meeting last week and they're letting us know for a start, so, this should last till November, give or take. We're Avenue between 200th and 210th, replacing a little more string grouting, treated shoulders on paved roads, be doing B65 west and I'm trying to think all the different. Gladbrook and Lincoln up there doing those. And then just giving you guys, haven't got quotes for cell phones for the guys. Last year we paid around $7,800 for internet one stream, and that was. You've taken that and put that in the IT budget, and so that's where that IT, that IT budget is kind of not in my budget anymore. And I paid about how much last year, kind of for time and attendance and whatnot. I'd be looking to doing the T-Mobile, at cell phones.
Can I clarify, so the cell phone bills, you went through the IT,
So, no,
okay,
correct. I'm saying last year I paid $7,800, but that money, on the internet, is getting paid out of the IT budget now.
okay,
And so when I had kind of in my budget for the phones and internet, I can use that for the. Sorry. That's-
I just wanna make sure we're not taking it out of 52.
No,
He hasn't turned in any cell phone bills yet, so. That,
That would be all.
it's a.
that'd be on his message.
Did we say last week that US Cellular got bought out by T-Mobile?
Correct, but
They're gonna
apparently they're
stay,
still separated
Okay.
somewhat, and so they get.
I think if you buy cell phones for all of the workers there, you know, the can of worms for all the other departments.
Guess it depends how many have an office versus typically work off-site, you know, if they're in an office, obviously they don't necessarily, all of them.
His people don't have internet at the shops out there,
Mhm.
so they need to use their own regular cell phones, personal cell phones. We have other departments that use their own personal cell phones to check in, and they don't be issued cell phone. I think it's fine.
Sounds like a department meeting topic, maybe, that had it.
I'll check and see if, put it, like, is that what they're eating out there at the shop?
The issue is that I think there's people that are uncomfortable using their own personal cell phone to log in, and that's also in our contract that we have. We say we will provide a way to clock in and clock out. And so that's, I guess it's not.
I think we need to talk to Paul, so I'm pretty sure
Yes,
that we can't. We don't have to provide that, if they want paid, they can plug in for cell phones.
I guess that would be.
And is it always just a phone, or cause there's some kind of little device or technology that could just be like,
It'd have to be a tablet, a
It has to be
laptop, or
internet.
it needs to be.
okay,
So when they're changing between jobs,
Right.
out the sticks, they've got
yeah.
Yeah. I think what Ben's trying to do is trying to alleviate some of the pushback we've had to going under time and attendance is that, are you gonna give me my own cell phone? Cause I don't really want you putting that on my phone. Essentially, we either have to reimburse them the I think it's $25 a month for their cell phone to use. Even then, I don't know that they're really all that accepting of that. So I think trying to approach it from a diplomatic way, to give them a phone. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but appreciate the effort. We're trying to still get the time and attendance thing. I think if we're not, then we need to just make it clear that we're not doing that.
I think, budgeting process.
Yeah.
Because it would already collect all the data on where the money's going.
Yeah, I think this is kind of preempting as we have the, person doing the time cards out there is going to retire at some point. And Michelle will be doing all of it and that's the biggest department. So, maybe do a little bit more research on it. Yeah, we need to be ready to make a decision here before too long. I agree.
how many phones would that be?
37.
30.
30.
5. We already currently have 2 for our phone.
The cell phone for each person though, they're planned to be for each individual person,
Be like,
cheaper than the $25 reimbursement you give them.
yeah.
Okay. Right.
Like $875 for reimbursement is till the 25 times the 35
A month.
a month, yeah.
What is it?
875 a month if it was a reimbursement, but you're saying if it's $20, you know,
Well-
it's less than the 25 is what you're saying per month, per
Well,
person?
And I have 2 phones to, little bit, like a nicer, well, the camera wide and storage. So,
I just know we spent a lot of money on that timekeeping the prior board did using some funds and, I mean, if it's gonna make more sense for their department, I guess, yeah. Maybe makes sense to do it in my opinion, but we can put this on a different agenda and everybody can talk to each other on department heads and figure it out.
You guys do that?
I was just kind of, I guess, for
Throwing it out there.
Sean.
You hear all the audible gasps or whatever, we talk about how much money we're spending on cell phones, but it's essentially cheaper to get our own cell phones than keep it a county thing. You know, a lot of people that have a county phone, they don't wanna turn their own, personal phone over. If there's ever any requests, that's why we did it. And it didn't cost us more, or, I mean, it was actually cheaper than the reimbursement that we would have got from the county, so. It's, I think it.
But at that time, they had a deal on,
Yeah,
which they don't have it no more because they got bought out by T-Mobile, which he said that that's a 2-year deal that, they'll get grandfathered in like myself. On my personal one, I've been with them for since 2000, so he said it'll just kind of transfer over as time goes on and they go through all the numbers. Or T-Mobile, the way I understood it, so.
yeah. Deal, it's $20 is still cheaper than what we're reimbursing them either way.
Maybe this should agenda next week so we can make a decision. Or isn't that in his purview or his money?
Yeah, I think he's just looking for some direction moving forward.
Then we have to make an agenda. I would like to see them using Tama like they're supposed to. It would go a long ways for accountability, helping you with your budget, helping us as we're looking at your budget. I understand. Been making a decision. Painful.
We have other departments that are following the clock-in process.
Even if we wanted to vote on it today, we can't.
What he was saying, we need to vote on it, right?
That's.
Just give them guidance.
Him to run that part of the business. I think that's what it is for him to make that decision.
It is, but I think that he wants us to,
Tell him.
are you okay with just the consensus or do you like official board action?
Okay, that's where I was just trying to
Good guess.
get a good feeling before I just, went ahead and
Yep.
did it and then it's like, oh, we don't want to give people cell phones or, how. So that's good where I wanted to, I guess.
If there's any hiccups, Kurt and Kurt, meeting,
Okay.
I guess go work it out.
And then I guess I have a resolution for a speed limit on 190th Street. Just control max day. I guess put it out there, I know that it looks like Friday they will be finished with the project, so I don't know. I'm gonna do one calls by Wednesday when we have this speed limit signed up. So,
2 days.
yeah, so I wanted to put it on the agenda. I guess we've been better to, I don't know, previous one, but, get that going a little bit sooner, but just wanna, I know the sheriff had mentioned something to the public that we'd be at that. So,
Would it be something that would be more permanent or?
no, if you read the resolution, it says once Highway 8's up.
Yep.
Where,
But the need is like permanent.
no,
Okay.
So just on. These are. Suppose. Do we think it's gonna be open on time?
I guess we can
Come on, wait.
really done. I mean, if we had then lasting into the weekend and going into next Monday, then I think I see that'd be a little bit more beneficial than the depends on Friday, but I can't determine what the state and how fast the contractor's gonna work, so. But,
So correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah,
Can't you put up a temporary sign without poking a hole in it? Like on the stanchion, like they sometimes put up stop signs? Like a 55-gallon bottle thing, concrete or something, it's just 35, like temporary, cause you can always, you're always doing temporary, speed limits. Based on.
I guess that would be the option, the only thing. If we put like one of those barrels, it would be like on like the shoulder of the road where with the, actually sticking in a post, it's off the edge.
I'm just trying to think of ways without having to go permanent and have to jerk it out of the ground.
Yeah.
Or you put a 55-mile sign, that is done, or whatever it's.
I know I just drove it Saturday and it was good, like
Yeah.
with the dust control down and with the rain, there was no dust. I mean, I don't know if people in that area for 2 days. Yeah, I think I think it'd be fine to just not do it if it's only 2 days,
I agree.
2 to 4 days max, you know.
I agree.
We don't need to approve it.
I don't believe so.
Okay. So.
No action on it.
Then we might have have a utility permit for water, and like the trench, on the Greater 7th Street in the North right away. Line is less.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the utility permit. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
I,
Motion carries. But have you been,
Feel like maybe that's the ground for the road screens.
sure,
That's after.
might be a little long, but
Okay, well,
we can call you back.
okay,
Give
yeah.
give you like a 20-minute notice. Somebody remind me.
Right at the top of my page.
Thanks, Rick. All right.
Thanks, Buzz.
You got discussion and possible action on resolution 990.5B, Public Health Corporation. Good.
So this is a resolution that, Lori Johnson, like, all submitted to us that they need to update features on their credit card. This resolution's for.
Yeah, I had visited her a little bit last night, when after she had sent it over. I just want to make sure that that's something that we approve and not her board. Trying to get some of that stuff cleaned up. Because once we allocate the money over according to the code, they're responsible for the oversight, and so
My question,
I think,
what decision are on?
yeah, I think that they designate their own, and I sent the question to Brent late last night. I mean, it was 1 o'clock in the morning, so he hasn't got back to me. But we can postpone, they were going to talk about it at their own board meeting, I think today, so. But I know that we need to approve today, and even if we don't, we can bring it back, if we have to be the ones to approve it, we can, next week. Change it.
Or just ignore it.
Well,
I'll make a motion to postpone it until next week.
okay, second. Discussion. All those in favor, or I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we can do it all of it. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries. Next. Discussion.
Change the time.
Change the time of the October 13th zoning ordinance public fee hearing.
So
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead.
when I was getting that notice ready, I realized that we already had a public hearing scheduled for the 13th for Ben for his road vacation. We could change our time to 9:30. For his.
Just that one will change, right?
Just that one.
So we need it to be at 9.
9:30.
We need it to be at 9.
Correct. It's already.
Is that, I'm sorry, okay,
I'll make a motion that we change it to 9:30.
good.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to change it to 9:30, October 13th. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion for claims.
We have claims for the week, 102, comma, 059, period, 83, $102,059.83. Make a motion to approve them. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item. Move away there. Let me just, sorry, good.
Can we move it up or not, or do we have to leave it since we put a time? Eric's here.
I don't know. I think we could move it up. Eric, we're just debating if we can, we posted 9:30 for the closed session on our agenda. We can move it up.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need a recess, David, or? Okay.
They got.
I recessed before.
Well, we're recessed for about 5 minutes, then back.
Are we meeting here?
So.
I can check, I haven't checked.
Okay, let's do 5 minute recess and then we'll.
Under 21.51C to discuss going to legal counsel where matters are presently in litigation or litigation is. Motion in a second. come out of our recess anyway, back to business. Let me find my place, sorry.
Meeting back in order.
The meeting is back in order. One of them has, this one was too noisy up here, so we couldn't hear. We're back in session. We're going to move down any proposed discussion or action pursuant to items from closed session. Listed on the agenda are the ones that we're going to take up. The first thing we need to do is there's a C. Also, some second, at least.
Aye.
Now back to the topic at hand, discussion of possible action. So. Settlement. Sorry. Open it.
Which one you want first, discussion or a motion?
Well, discussion or a motion, either way. You can make a motion and then we get in discussion too.
I can start it with discussion, I guess. So after our last meeting, the biggest trend was that, per Iowa Code 335, a few of us felt like it needed to go to the Board of Adjustment. What I didn't want to see happen is this agreement to go away. I think Mark and David did a good job negotiating it. Mark had left the negotiating team, so I got Sean Roberts' phone number and called a bunch of people, just got an idea that why don't we put in the agreement that,
Dave, Mark,
yeah, okay.
you said Mark.
Well, that's what you originally had, okay, yep. And so, and where we were at, so I called him up and I said, it needs to go to the Board of Adjustment. Can we make that happen? And he was completely accommodating, he's wanted to go to the Board of Adjustment. And so he got back with his team and they agreed, yes, that they can put in there. So if you look in the agreement, there's a couple different spots, but under number 5, effective date, this agreement shall become effective after SCW2 has obtained a cut from the Board of Adjustment of Tama County, or an equivalent authority to proceed with construction has been granted to SCW2, and any appeals period for the same have expired without any ongoing legal or administrative challenges. For the avoidance of doubt, if SCW2 is not issued a CUP, then this agreement, the road use agreement, and the decommissioning plan shall become void of no effect. So that was the item where it was added. So ultimately what that means is the Board of Adjustment will have the opportunity to meet and hear it. And, you know, this is all in good faith. It's not like I'm just doing this, let's send it there and so it fails. This is in good faith. Let's go to the Board of Adjustment. I'm okay with approving this today with the language in there. I think my biggest holdup on this project was the not following Iowa code and our ordinance to send conditional use permits need to be heard by the Board of Adjustment. I think they can be fair. I think, you know, let them do what they want. They have their own attorney we're gonna appoint later, but I think that they're fully capable to look at our ordinances, decide if they wanna give conditions or what they want to do. So that's kind of where we're at. I saw a problem. I know these guys did a lot of work up front, and I wasn't just gonna let it fall in its heels. You know, this is kind of decisions again that we're still cleaning up from prior board members. You know, the ordinances were never updated. They submitted it under old ordinances. I think it's pretty hard to challenge something that was submitted under old ordinances. So again, I feel much better, and Sean gave a lot of concessions at the last week's meeting as well. I think if, you know, this is gonna happen, let's get the best concessions that we can get and move forward together.
That's what, Sean said that he texted that he was having problems hearing the, whatever, so I've got him on the phone. If there's anything you wanna talk to him about, or if there's anything Sean wants to say, I guess, during this, time, I think we'll talk and then let him, or if we have any questions for him. But he's just looking at me, but if you want him to look at all, so.
Thank you, Sean, for being willing to work with us. You must be.
No.
Hold on.
I think you're muted here. There you go.
I want to thank them for their time and everything I know. And I do.
We're only getting about every third word, Sean, sorry.
I just want to thank everybody for all their time and everything.
Okay.
I know this has been a lot of work, and I did it.
Any other comments under discussion period?
Yeah, I was just gonna, elaborate a little bit on, Heather's deal, you know, I'm with her, I believe that it just needs to go through the right channels of making this agreement finalized, everything along that way. My folks taught me to do stuff the right way, and I just felt that that agreement last week was not the right way of doing business. I've been a business owner for quite a few years, and I just felt that it was not the right decision to make at that time. I'm happy that everybody's put forth a lot of effort into this. I mean, Mark and David, they did a tremendous amount of effort. Heather picked up the pieces, and I talked to her quite a bit last week, and she ran a lot of stuff by me, and I agree. I think it's the right thing to do for what we have in front of us right now.
What they said.
Did you already talk?
No, I didn't, other than to say it was, that got off the negotiating team. No, and I'd just like to thank Sean for all the time he put into it too. Not the way. Thanks, Kurt. No, I appreciate what Kurt said. He and I sit here and I talk occasionally, and he just sits there and a lot of good notes. Challenge me, so thank you for that. I'm fine with us going down this path. And I do thank Sean also for his willingness to do a lot of negotiating and giving us the opportunity to make a lot of changes that will help the county. So assuming it goes forward. So, did you want to say anything? Mayor, I was gonna make a motion.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the road use agreement, the decommissioning plan, the settlement agreement And the resolution, I want to make sure I got the resolution right. It's SCW 2 for II, 9-22-2025 D, is it, or is it C?
It's D.
It's D, as in Delta.
No, it'd be the other.
Did you
It's
say
the
D
C.
or D?
It's the C one.
We left the agenda alone, right? We just changed it on the document, so we'd leave it as the agenda is C, but we just changed it on the document, correct?
It's.
It's the big one.
It's the big C, all right, C, as in Charlie.
Not Delta.
Correct. That was the motion.
Okay,
I will second that motion.
okay, it's on the table for discussion. Hearing no discussion, since there's a resolution that's attached to it, I'd like to have a roll call.
Homer,
Aye.
Turner,
Aye.
Nibble,
Aye.
Nolan.
Aye. Passes unanimously. Next item of for the agenda. We're gonna go to 21
Yes.
We got a little wordy on the agenda, just to make sure we have a clear intent on what we're going to approve. And so, without further ado, we'll take up 2025D. Need a motion in a second or discussion?
Main discussion is for the Board of Adjustment to meet. They need to have this. They need some clarity on, does the moratorium apply? Does it not apply? The conditional use permit was submitted under the old ordinances from 2010 and before the moratorium. So that's where the resolution is just clarifying that the moratorium does not apply to the conditional use permit submitted in 2024. So I'll make that motion to approve it.
I'll second
It's
it.
been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Turner,
Aye.
Homer,
Aye.
Pepper,
Aye.
Nibble,
Aye.
Nolan.
Aye. That motion passes unanimously. We'll make sure we don't miss anything. I didn't know that we have to appoint the attorney.
Just the two bottom items,
Too bad.
attorney and the.
Right.
Okay. Next, designate attorney for Tama County Board of Adjustment and the duration. As they move forward with this topic, they're going to need an attorney. What was the gentleman's name? Tom
Tom
Henderson was
Henderson.
appointed, for matters concerning Salt Creek 1. And so Salt Creek 2, they'll need some further direction. He already has a relationship with that board. And so I think that that's worth something. I don't really like paying two different attorneys, but, that's kind of the way that where we're at right now, as there might be competing interests in the future as well. So it insulates us from any claims that there's impropriety. And so if we want to appoint him, I don't like an open door on how long that can last. I think that we should probably evaluate that by month to month and say, are we going to continue to pay that out? So, or if his services are still needed there.
Looking for motion.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we designate Tom Henderson for the Tama County Board of Adjustment and to review it month to month.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Last item on the agenda is for discussion of possible action for the chairman to sign a rental agreement for the Board of Adjustment to reserve the renting center. We have was that in our board packet? I guess I didn't see it.
I don't know if it's in there, but I think we have it.
Okay, just essentially to have their meeting on October
14th, I think, yeah.
14th. Need a motion and a second for that?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded for me to sign the rental agreement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oops, motion carries.
Assuming that's in the evening.
Yeah,
6
I
p.m.
believe.
Sorry,
I
what?
don't know if we got Laura, what time's that meeting on the 14th?
It's not set in stone, but usually our meetings are at 6 P.M., so I think that's what we'll go with again, 6 P.M.
Will you coordinate with them so you can get the layout of how you want the room to, with the attorney, how the whole thing's going to look?
This week, I wanted to see if we'd even be able to get the writing from you guys before I spend a lot of detail on that, so.
Is it available that day?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I just have to let them know by today that we want it for sure.
I know last time we signed one, they wanted me like immediately to tell them what the layout is that they want, how the chairs and how many and tables and that kind of
I
stuff,
will
so.
coordinate with Kayla at the city hall for that.
Okay, thank you.
We don't have to do anything as far as like Eric said with time of speaking, time makes those rules.
Yeah, the attorney will.
Will.
Yep. Both attorneys.
Both attorneys,
First
yeah.
one. Okay, any public comments? Good.
I just want to thank the board for allowing this issue to go in front of the Board of Adjustment. I think I've been commenting on that fact for quite a while, and I appreciate you guys letting it go out the way it should be. So, thank you.
He was in favor of it too. Sean.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just a little concerned about the, earlier, changing the minutes of the meeting. As far as being transparent and so on. My opinion is that we're, as it work, and we want to make a change or something, that's fine, but be transparent with everybody. All for somebody or how is that? You didn't want something in there because of how it was written or whatever, I think, yeah, it's online if you understand it. See down the road, you want to show them up, but my personal feelings as well, many other comments I've heard, during the recess and everything that should have been up to home, down is going. Also, I received a lot of comments, the comment that was made about the farmers involved in the project having plenty of money. That was also mentioned in the paper. I don't really agree with that. I don't think anybody's got any idea about everybody's personal finances, and if those farmers want to have a lease agreement to supplement their income, that's entirely up to them. And for somebody to be saying that they have plenty of money, I don't feel that they really know everybody's situation. I think some apology should be made as far as that goes. Also, this goes to the Board of Adjustment. The thing that concerns me is the way these boards are staffed with some of the people and their opinions. I hope that they follow code, look at everything the way they're supposed to, take their legal advice. Not gonna end up in a big legal mess and battle anyway. That is a concern, how these boards are basically stacked with people and their strong opinions, or current or former members get their affiliation with other groups. Hope everybody's careful and they look at everything the way they're supposed to. People can have their opinions, but there's no reason why people can't get along. You can get this worked out, what's costing the county money. I hope this doesn't turn out to be a big mess again. Thank you all for all your time. Appreciate it.
I'll just answer to the transparency thing. It's nothing to do with that. If we don't, for other things, we've never put what our discussion item is. We're not gonna just do it for one topic, but we don't for other topics. If anybody would like it, we're not hiding anything. Clearly, it's on Teams, it's on YouTube. Karen has the full details. She records on a recorder. So if someone wants to know exactly what we said, she can get a copy from her. So it's nothing to do with that. We're just doing what we do and what the IPIB has for what you technically need to do to put in the minutes, so it's not pages and pages of what we say, because it's not good to paraphrase and just take little snippets of what someone said. It doesn't give the whole context. I know that's something that nobody likes when there's little bits and pieces.
In the past, there's been some pretty long, minutes posted in the papers, and this could be definitely cut back. Save money.
Yep.
As long as they're sure that, everybody knows what's going on.
Yep.
Hopefully the, internet issue is fixed, down the road, so.
I agree. I agree.
They're doing that.
Yep.
Anybody else? No? I think we sit through 20 hours coming up with this, and this is the comments at the end of it.
Means the public's happy, that's what we want, right? Silence is good.
I could make a comment.
You had that.
What are you begging for? But, so I keep hearing a comment, farmers. But a lot of this is landowners and property owners. People don't, Craig Sash, he's a good example. He's a farmer, lives on the farm. He wants turbines and he's gonna live with them. But there's a lot of landowners out there that aren't farmers that this is about. And, a lot of people, a lot of these, property owners live in town. And, I don't really consider them farmers. I don't know. They may be grain producers. They may be meat producers. A farmer, to me, a farmer is someone who lives on the farm and they live the lifestyle of a farmer. And anyway, that's what I consider.
Oh, no, wait, come on.
So after 20 hours of public comments, we want to debate the technical definition.
You had.
There's a lot of farmers that happen to live in town, have things to do with farming. Couple right here in this room, so. Be careful, Jim. Doesn't matter where you live,
Yeah, I'm sitting right by one here.
Exactly, so.
Karen?
So I know where Jim's coming from. I'm gonna agree with him because, so a lot of FARMERS have moved off the farm. And so when you live on a farm, it's a whole lot different, especially if you're living on a generational farm that maybe was in your family for 6 generations already. And if we're still on it and we're still working it and we still have to live with everything that goes on out there, that's very, very different. And it is a huge thing. And I know what you just said, Mark, but it is huge. And honestly, that's why most of us are here, is because we are debating good stewardship of the land that we're living with and are going to be next to. And, these things could be very, very close to town. They are going to be very, very close to town, especially if we don't keep a little bit of guidelines and keep some checks and balances. They might just come right into town right next to the farmers. That live off the land. And I have a deep respect for farmers who are going to be living with these things or living next to these things and putting up with them, because whether they're working or not, there's not a decommissioning place. So, and there probably won't be for a long time because of the toxicity of this stuff that's in these. And we don't even know about the solar panels yet. So I'm just basically talking turbine. So whether they're working or not, these things are going to be standing anywhere from 5 to 700 feet tall for the lifetime everybody in this room. And so I do understand what Jim is saying, and I do contest the, argument from the back of the room, because we are limited, and we would like the next generation down, I'm sure Craig would too, would like his kids, at least one of them, to farm. And so the decisions that we're making today are gonna be passed on to the next generation, whatever number that is. And we got into this 4 years ago because we do love our land, because we do live out here, because we do have livestock, because we don't intend to change for a while, especially if we've got another kid coming in. So I get it, what he's saying, and I guess I'm trying to explain what we really stand for. We just love our land, but more than that, we're only caretakers. We didn't create this land. We might be able to move it around with dozers and put 50 roads back into the soil where there weren't any roads before, where there was corn and beans before, or pasture and hay. We didn't create this land. We're just supposed to take care of it. Thank you.
So according to county ordinances, how close can a farmer that lives on his farm or whatever put a 600-foot wind turbine to the city limits? Is it the city limits or is it a house, a residence? How close can you get to the city limits?
We'd have to look. I don't know if this, between the city and the county, they probably have regulations, but that would be
Well,
the,
it'd be outside of
zoning.
the city, you know,
yeah,
probably on the city line, right? Okay.
yep. I'll tell you right.
For another time, not here,
Yeah.
probably.
Zoning department, look at that, it's their
Yeah.
update.
Okay, I just thought I'd bring it up.
Yep, I don't know what it says today.
The zoning regulation for the state says that if anything has to do with a city, or two cities together, or a county, I think it's a 500-foot separation. But I would have to go back and look. And then if we go strictly by the ordinance, there's a multiplier, and I believe it works out to about 1,280 feet to a structure that somebody lives in. And the negotiated agreement is 1,500 feet, so 5 foot altogether.
Thank you.
I have a question. Cleanup. So we're about due for another storm. Gosh, that's about 5 years now. So probably due for another big old rain coming through, be a ratio at 140 mile an hour. Who is responsible for cleaning up the turbine that blows from west of 63 to east of 63? Who's responsible for cleaning that up right now, the way things are set? Okay, so I'll go on then. The grain bins that blew and the buildings that blew, wherever they landed, that's who had to clean them up in 2020. It was a big deal. And some of that stuff is still laying out there, stopped by a fence. It's a lot of work. You gotta have machinery to go out and get that stuff off the fences, and so I just wondered how that's being dealt with.
I would believe that would be on a case by case basis. So,
It shouldn't be, it should just be brought. Gotta be an answer, because otherwise you're looking at more lawsuits.
well, the stuff that blew from my yard into somebody else's yard during the derecho, I wouldn't picked up
I
myself.
bet you did,
So that was,
but you're a good guy.
Oh, you got a compliment.
with that, we could.
On that note. But, yeah, I will say that sometimes you don't know where it went. I mean, it could go miles and miles. I mean, sometimes you just don't know where it landed. We had a few of those things. Bale rings. I have no idea where they went.
All right. There's more comments, we'll be adjourned at 10:40.